The weather is getting quite warm nowadays. It is nice outside, walking around in my t-shirt. It is like a few days ago we had 18 degrees Celsius outside. I don't know how much it is right now, but it kind of feels like the same. Feels like winter is over, but they say that the day after tomorrow we're gonna have -5 degrees Celsius again. And now part of the daily routine, because of the heat, is to open the greenhouse in the mornings. Because, okay, so outside, as you can see, it's 15 degrees Celsius outside, but in the greenhouse it is 36.5 Celsius. Whew! Yeah, better open this little window as well. There we go. That so that it doesn't get too warm in here. Here we've got chives. These already almost need to be harvested. They grow so fast. Yeah, these are... I'm gonna actually harvest them right after this. And over here we got some mint. This mint is also doing great. So the chives and the mint are still from last year. We have done nothing to it. And I believe over here... yeah, that's also mint. Yeah. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, I love the smell of that stuff. And yeah, let us go harvest some chives, shall we? So, when I harvest chives, we have this old ice cream box, and that's actually last year's chives. We haven't even eaten all of those, but they still smell amazing. So what we do is grab a pair of scissors, just grab a handful, and cut it. I think about like 3 centimeters above the dirt, and then I just, you can see it better like this, and I just go like this. Cut small little pieces. Start from the other side. And then cut the last little bundle in half. There you go. And that is ready to use in food. We just, whenever we want some chives in our food, we just take out this box, we'll sprinkle it on our food, and it is amazing. It already smells so good, but it's going to be so much better in food. So yeah, guess I'll be cutting up some chive right now. And while I set up the camera for a cinematic shot of me cutting up chives, the translation for it in Swedish is gräslök, and in Dutch I think is bieslook. Yeah, so good stuff. Alright, set that up, go back over here, and going to work. Okay, that's enough from the distance shot. Now we need to have a close-up of the work. So, angle the camera down a little bit. There. Alright, so you can see me cutting it like this. Other side. And now see if we somehow can get a first-person view shot of what I'm doing. And now we want a close-up of me cutting it from the plant. And we want to lower the camera a little bit on my tripod here. Zoom in a little bit. Can we zoom in even more? Yeah, that works. Focus. Good. Take some of the plant. There we go. And the last little close-up of me cutting it. And I think we did have enough shots of cutting chives after this. And there you have it, a little bit of an insight on behind the scenes of how it works to make a YouTube video. And yeah, it's a lot of moving the camera around, thinking about what you're filming and placing the camera, making sure that you guys, the camera, can see what action it's being performed, and then doing the action and starting all over again because you need to relocate the camera. So if you think about it, the intro of this video where I was laying in the hammock, do you really think that was a relaxed moment for me? I think that video was made out of, let's see, at least 5 or 6 shots, which means I needed to relocate the camera 5 or 6 times, fly my drone, land it, plan a route for the drone to fly, make sure that the camera of the drone was angled in the right position. I did not spend a moment laying down in the hammock that was actually relaxing. I was just filming it for you guys. Don't worry, I do actually relax in the hammock whenever I'm not filming. And yes, when I actually do get to relax in the hammock, it is as cinematic and as relaxing as it looked on video. Alright, seems like we got our first harvest of chives done. Let me show you. As you can see, I cut it down nicely. This is all gonna come back real fast. It keeps growing, this stuff, it never stops. And there's something growing here that doesn't belong, so I'm gonna try and get that out with as much root as possible. Go away. Over here as well. We don't want any weeds. Don't know what you are, but you're gone. Alright, so that looks nice. This is gonna grow right back. I don't think it's gonna take more than a week before it's back again. But here's our harvest. That looks really nice. So we'll just close it up. And we'll put it in the freezer. Nope, over here's some room. And we'll use that the very next time we want to make a nice tasting food that includes chives. You come with me. And you go back here where it is nice and warm, and you can continue to start growing and giving us food. Yeah, chives is really easy to grow. That one pot is all we have, and it gives us more chives than we ever need in a year. As you saw, we had left over from last year's harvest, and I actually feel that last year's harvest wasn't the best harvest we've had. The year before that, so 2 years ago, was the best chives harvest we had, and yeah, it was so much more than we could handle. So, I mean, it's not a food that makes you full in the belly, but it does make your food taste a lot better, and it's easy to grow. We've had this one pot for 3 years now, and it keeps going. It's an amazing stuff. It does make your hands stink though once you've harvested, so time to go wash my hands. Okay, so we're back here in my little piece of forest on the opposite side of my land, and here I've got a bunch of big birch trees, but between them is small trees growing. Let me show you. So these small little pine trees are growing here. I'm not sure if they're pine, spar, whatever. There's a bunch of them all over the place, and I think that's a good thing. I'm a little bit out of breath, I'm sorry. I just was digging here a little bit because we need some grass to transplant in the garden. But yeah, I enjoy that all these tiny trees are growing here. It's perfect, it's good. But over here, if you look at this for instance, there's 1, 2, 3. Ow, they sting me. Yes, there's 1, 2, and a third. There's 3 tiny trees really close to each other, and they will grow a certain amount, but they will never become really big, being that close to each other. As you can see, those trees, they have at least 2-3 meters between each other. So these 3 will not survive unless I take 2 of them away. So what I'll do, as I talked about in the previous vlog, I'll take 2 of these and relocate them towards in front of the road to become our privacy border for the future. So don't think I'm gonna start with these 3 yet because they're still a little small. I'm gonna see if I can find a few bigger ones that are also in each other's way and relocate those, because the bigger they are, the faster they will give us some privacy, and the bigger they are, the more in need they are of more space. So I'm gonna try and relocate at least 1, maybe 2, we'll see. Well, here we are. Look at these 2. See, there's the finger in mirror mode. Here's 1. There's the other. There, as you can see, the big one is around right underneath my boob, and the other one is hip height, and they're really in each other's way. So I'm gonna see if I can dig out the smaller one and relocate it. Yeah, let's go and dig. I don't have a tripod with me right now, so I'm wondering how I will film this for you. Oh, there you go. I got a wheelbarrow full of tree, and as you can see, it's got some nice branches on this side. This side it is all bald, and that is because that's where the other tree was, so it didn't get the chance to grow any branches on that side. But hopefully by relocating it now, I will give it a better life and a chance to grow big. Okay, that is 3 trees planted already, and 1, and you can't see them really well, but 2 and 3, those were for the last vlog. Time to go look for more. That's 3 trees already that I have saved from death. So the Swedish forest industry does exactly what I just did. When they plant small trees, and actually I can show you where they plant small trees. Like, when they plant small trees, they always plant them too close to each other on purpose, because then they will protect each other in the beginning. But later on, once those small trees start becoming bigger, they will start culling out or taking away the ones that are too close to each other and leaving the ones that are strongest. Now, this little piece of forest behind my house here, you see all these tiny trees? So this piece of forest had been cut down because there was a plague of beetles. beetles that would kill trees, so they had to cut down the forest real quick on purpose. So as you see, all these trees are really close to each other. They have all been planted. But yeah, so once these trees reach a certain height, they will come in and cut down all the ones that are not doing as well and are shading the others from the sunshine they need and giving them room. But once that they cut down, they just die. They kill them. They don't do anything with them. So what I'm doing right now is on my own piece of land or in the berms along the road, all trees that are gonna die anyway, I'm taking them and saving them. So much better than what they're doing. Now let me tell you something else about the Swedish forest industry that you might not realize. So lots of people watch our vlogs and think it's amazing that we're living in Sweden, and it is. But also some people actually take initiative and pack up their bags, leave Holland and move to Sweden because they want to live in nature like this in the forest, which is awesome. Very good. If you can make it work, more power to you. But don't forget, if the forest isn't yours, it is part of the forest industry. 99% of all the forests in Sweden is basically part of the forest industry. I say 99%. I am trying to say lots of the forest because I don't know the actual number. But yes, that forest is not mine. A little bit of that forest is mine. That forest is not mine. And the forest behind my house also isn't mine. Which means it's all part of the forest industry. Why am I telling you this? Because once those trees that aren't mine become big enough, the owner of those trees will rent a company to have them cut down for wood, for the wood industry. Whether it be firewood or wood they use for furniture or wood they use in industrial building or whatever. All this here in Sweden is wood. It is wood that is part of the forest industry. So you have to realize when you buy a house in Sweden, there's a good chance that the forest around you at some point will be cut down. And there's nothing you can do about it because it's not your land and it is the purpose of that forest to be cut down. None of these trees that you see here are older than 100 years. They have all been planted. Each and every single one of these trees has been planted, and they have been planted with the purpose of being cut down when they're big enough. Sweden provides around 70% of all the wood for the entirety of Europe because we've got so much of it. And that's why there's laws here in Sweden that say for every tree you cut down you have to replant a new one. Oh, that's a lot of sun, you can't see me. Let me change direction, that's better. So yeah, just realize that if you buy a house in the middle of the forest and you think it's nice and cozy between the trees, but those trees aren't yours, they can be cut down anytime. I have just woken up and usually I wouldn't start filming directly after I wake up, but this one is bizarre. So since we live in the middle of the forest, me and Frida take a lot of packages. We order things online, and weather outside is quite nice actually. Anyway, back to the thing. Morning. We order packages. We order from Amazon. We order from other things, and lately we got the bicycles. So what am I expecting? We are expecting some packages from Amazon. We are expecting some package from a clothing store. Frida likes to order some clothing online. And we're expecting some reserve parts for the bicycle. So I just got an email from DB Schenker, that one of our packages is on its way. So, okay, let's see what package it is. So I took the tracking number and I tracked the package, and I couldn't really see what package it is, but it says it weighs 233 kilograms. 233 kilograms. There is no clothing item that Frida would have ordered that weighs that much. There is no bicycle parts that we would have ordered that weighs that much. There's no order from Amazon that would weigh that much. So I'm really confused. I'm scared. What the hell did we order? Like, if, let's say, Hitway is sending us our reserve parts, they would have to send 5 bicycles for it to weigh 233 kilograms. So I am going to eat breakfast and try to calm down a little bit. And after that, I'm going to put on some clothing and call DB Schenker to see if I can figure out what the hell's going on. Okay, so breakfast done, put on some decent clothing. I feel more awake. And now it's time to make some phone calls to see what the hell is going on. Alright, here it goes.
Välkommen till DB Schenker Sverige. For information in English, please press 9.
Hi and welcome to DB Schenker Sweden. Please visit our website for...
Välkommen till DB Schenker, pratar med Josra.
Ja, hallo. Mitt namn är Steve. Jag har fått en mail av att en paket är på väg till mig och när jag... Well, okay. I don't think I will put subtitles under that entire conversation because it was in Swedish. They don't know. They don't know either. The tracking number I got given is not an actual real tracking number apparently, but so they don't know where it's coming from. They don't know why it says it's gonna weigh 233 kilograms. So the best advice they could give me, wait until it's in Sweden, and once I get a message that it's in Sweden, I can call them again, and then they will have more information, because right now it's still in Poland. If it's really a package that weighs 233 kilograms, it's going to be shipped to Sweden, and then once it's in Sweden, they have more information. I call them, and they say, yeah, and it indeed weighs 233 kilograms. Then I'll be telling them, then it is not my package, because I have ordered nothing that weighs that much. And then they will have to send it back. So the system works in such a way that a package has to cross the Baltic Sea first before we get information, and then we'll send it back across the Baltic Sea in case it is wrong. Holy crap. That is a weird system. And maybe it is correct. Maybe it is just a package that is actually for me, but they put in the wrong weight. That is also a possibility. But there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do except for waiting until it is here and seeing what happens. So subscribe and stay tuned in the next episodes to see what it actually is.